Hi friends, hi family. I hope you are well. We meet again for a new video on your channel Barca Spotlight. Thank you to all those who have already subscribed and to all those who subscribe to our channel. If you like the content, do not hesitate to share it with your loved ones. Barca, a goal-scoring machine with unprecedented numbers in Europe. On the verge of a hat-trick, he has scored 4 or more goals in 19 of his 43 competitive matches. With 132 goals in all competitions, Flick's team is the most prolific on the entire continent. No one can stop Hansi Flick's Barca, who now have 7 consecutive La Liga wins after the spectacular 2-4 victory at the Metropolitano against Atlético Madrid. This frenetic comeback, with 4 goals in just 26 minutes, strengthened the lead of the Blaugrana, a team that has had a turbulent season with offensive performances that are on track to break records. With the unapologetic attacking vocation that the German coach has instilled in the current squad, there are now 19 competitive matches out of a total of 43 played in which Barca have scored 4 or more goals, with the added bonus of having Real Madrid 0-4 at the Bernabeu and 2-5 in the Super Cup final, and Atlético Madrid 4-4 at home in the Cup and 2-4 in La Liga, among their victims on 2 occasions, as well as Bayern Munich 4-1. Thus, 44% of matches have been scored by a team that has already reached 75 league goals and 132 in all competitions. Only Bayern Munich matches the Catalans' goal output in major European leagues, albeit with 1 fewer game played by the Bavarians, 26. Now, over the entire season only 4 other teams have surpassed the 100-goal mark, but they remain far behind Barcelona PSG with 113, Real Madrid with 111, Bayern Munich also with 111, and Liverpool with 106. Until Robert Lewandowski scored the first of his 4 goals in the 72nd minute, Atletico threatened to become the 3rd team this season to hold Barca scoreless after Real Sociedad 1-0 and Leganés 0-1. They were unable to prevent an unprecedented comeback in the Simeone era when the Colchoneros squandered a 2-goal advantage. Already in the first leg of the Copa del Rey Semi-Finals, the score had gone from 0-2 at Montjuic to 4-2. Even though the Red and Whites equalized in the last minute, their place in the final at La Cartuja on April 26 was left hanging in the balance. If they maintain their current average of 3.06 goals per game and increase the remaining 14 matches to a maximum of 18 in the Copa del Rey and Champions League finals, Flick's Barca would finish the season with 187 goals. The club's all-time record, and that of any other team, dates back to the 2011-12 season, with 190 goals under Pep Guardiola, and Leo Messi scored 73 alone. Barca's incredible comeback against Atlético de Madrid at the Metropolitano, a mind-blowing 2-4 as in the 70th minute the red and white team won 2-0, left shocking images, captured in a DAZN video, to remember, such as Lamine Yamal's delirious celebration of the 2-3 in the 92nd minute. Almost every player, including the substitutes, rushed onto the pitch for a corner. Pedri hit the grass in relief, and even Hansi Flick couldn't contain himself, jumping for joy on the touchline. But all this euphoria contrasts with an image from Movistar's The Day After That went viral because it was unusual. It's Szczesny's calm celebration as the score reads 2-4, as he waits for the final whistle, leaning against a post and drinking water. He even had the courtesy to applaud the Atletico fans behind the goal as a farewell, or see you later because on April 2nd, 9:30 p.m. The other 4 players affected by the Barça-Osasuna match. Not only do Araujo and Raphinha, Gerard Martin, Fermin and Pablo Torre have a match with the U21S on the 25th, as does Héctor Fort with the U19S, with 50 hours between one match and the next. The disciplinary judge's decision at the request of La Liga rescheduled the postponed Barça-Osasuna match for matchday 27, which had been postponed for March 27 at a time yet to be determined. Both clubs have appealed the decision, as the sporting harm is considerable given that it comes immediately after the international break. Barca complained primarily about the fact that Araujo and Raphinha will arrive without rest and after a transoceanic journey, but they aren't the only ones who could play a match in less than 72 hours. The final match for Santi Denia's national team will be against Germany on Tuesday, March 25th at 8:30 p.m. in Darmstadt. If the postponed Barça-Osasuna match is scheduled for 9 p.m. on the 27th, the three players will have 48 hours and 30 minutes between the start of one match and the next. The same will happen to Héctor Fort with the U19 team. The final match will be played on Tuesday the 25th at 3 p.m. in Cosenza between Latvia and Spain. In your case, it will be something longer. Raphinha will play the Argentina-Brazil match on the 26th at 1 o'clock in the morning, Spanish time. You'll finish around 3 in the morning and take a direct flight from Buenos Aires to Barcelona, which will last about 12 hours. I'd land without having time to rest, same for Araujo. Precedents state that the Barça-Osasuna match will not be postponed. Real Sociedad suffered a similar situation, and the RFEF ignored it. Despite the fact that San Sebastian requested 14 players for the cup match against Jove Espanyol, postponed by the Denia, the RFEF maintained the date. The competition's sole judge maintained that the fact that certain players could not be fielded because they had been selected was not invoked to postpone a match. The recent postponement of the match between Barça and Osasuna, due to the death of Dr. Carlos Monaro, has sparked further controversy in Spanish football. The Royal Spanish Football Federation, RFF, has announced that the match will be played on March 27th. However, both the Blaugrana and Navarre teams have expressed their disagreement with this decision, arguing that the date set puts them at a significant disadvantage. The main reason for the rejection is that the match will be played immediately after an international break, which will affect the rest of the international players. Furthermore, several players would be unable to attend at all. Barcelona's Ronald Araujo, Pablo Torre, Fermin, Raphinha, and Gerard Martin are expected to be injured, while Osasuna's Boyomo is expected to be injured. Both clubs' complaint is based on the fact that the new date does not respect the recovery times of players who participated with their national teams, in addition to the impossibility for others to attend. The two teams could agree to play the match between La Liga match days 37 and 38, when the impact on the players' fitness would be less. However, the RFEF maintains its decision and maintains that the chosen date is the most appropriate within the competition calendar. To support its position, the RFEF could cite a similar case involving Real Sociedad in the Copa del Rey. In November 2024, the San Sebastian team was forced to play its match against Jove Espanyol during an international break, despite losing 14 players called up by their respective countries. On that occasion, the sole arbitrator determined that the fact that some players could not be fielded, because they had been called up by their national teams, was not invoked to postpone a match. This decision set a precedent that could be applied to the current case of Barça and Osasuna. Although the situation in La Liga is different from that of the Copa del Rey, the RFF's argument could follow the same line, arguing that international commitments cannot be a reason to change the calendar of domestic tournaments. No rest. Key players at risk if Barça-Osasuna is played on March 27th. 6 first-team players were expected to play the match, which was postponed on March 8th due to the death of Dr. Carlos Monaro, without the recommended rest. For the time being, and until the resolution is known following the appeal filed by FC Barcelona and CA Osasuna with the Second Instance Commission, the match between the two teams, which was postponed on March 8th, will be played on Thursday, March 27th, immediately after the official international matches. 14 Barca players have been called up for these matches, and 6 of them are expected to return to Barcelona for the remaining day without having rested for the recommended 72 hours. Thanks for watching. Thanks also to those who took 2 seconds to give it a thumbs up, and the comment to reference it helps the channel enormously. Don't hesitate to subscribe and activate the bell. If you haven't already, thanks again, keep up the good work, and see you soon for a new video.